Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real Talk. I'm your host, Kathy, and today we have a lovely topic to discuss. Today's topic is titled Virtual Heartbreak and is brought to you by C1 Productions. So, I'm going to ask my panel, and also our viewers, this question. Is it okay to end a relationship through messages or via a text or social media? So that's the question that I'm going to pose to my panel, and they're going to give us their best opinions they have. But before that, I want everyone to say hi to our listeners and viewers. Say hi, guys.
Hi
Hi,
everyone.
everyone.
Evening.
Uh, don't forget to show some love to our channel. Subscribe by scanning the QR code provided. It's just like $9.99 a month, and we've got some exclusive discounts waiting for you. So your support will be appreciated. So, breaking up is hard, and it's a very hard thing to do, and with the rise of technology, it's becoming increasingly common to end a relationship over a text or social media. We've seen like our favorite couples on social media, when they break up, you see they record themselves crying, saying, I have to end things with him. They don't have the guts to go and tell the person, to meet the person and end things, but they have to text and say, it's over. And that's all, without even giving them a closure. So it may seem like it's an easy way to do things because maybe you're avoiding to be confronted or being slapped by ending things. So, Josh, I'm going to start with you. Um, what are your thoughts on breaking up with someone through text message or post or social media? Is there ever a situation where you think this would be acceptable? Your thoughts?
Mm,
Floor is yours.
yeah. Well, if their relationship started online and they haven't met ever, I think that's permissible. Yeah, like it's not that deep. But if it's a serious relationship, I don't think it should be ended that way. And yeah, another comment is that if it's this normal, I think we gotta change it because I don't think relationship are supposed to be just virtual. So that's just my initial thoughts right now.
Are you okay with someone breaking up with you on social media?
No, not okay with it.
Okay, got you. Jenny, what do you think about this?
For me, so sending a breakup text might seem like a quick and easy way out, especially if your partner prefers texting. But to be realistic, rather impersonal, because relationships deserve a bit more respect than a text message, even if it's more convenient for some other people. But face to face is tougher, but it shows you're willing to have that tough conversation and deal with the emotions together. I think.
Okay. And Fritz, you seem like you have a lot. What do
No.
you think?
Um, is it acceptable? I agree with Joash. If you are only having the relationship online, then definitely that's the only way to end it. Um, but if you are in a serious relationship, closure is very important. The reason for breakup should be um, clear for both parties. I think both should also agree to it. Um, because I believe that um having it on a physical setup, like being face to face, or having it in an intimate um setup, it will help both parties to start moving on, and not having any, they get to ask each other questions, or anything that they would want to raise up, or things like that. So yeah.
Okay.
So what I mean is there are only acceptable setups.
Okay. Got you. Okay. Why do you think some people just wake up and decide to dump you over text? Some of the reasons why they do that. Anyone can answer that. It's an open question.
Well, I think someone could do that out of intense emotion.
Yeah, so I think it really happens in real life. It does happen a lot in some relationships, especially when you're like talking on the phone, or when you're in the height of your anger, and then you just suddenly decide at the spur of the moment that you wanted to break up because of you know, you're emotional, you're very emotional at that moment. So yeah, you just hurriedly send a text message that you want to break up, but then regret it later on. So you still need to, yeah, like do it face to face if you're really bent on breaking up, or if you could fix it, you fix it personally.
Hmm, that's great. What do you have to say about this, Fritz?
Yeah, I agree. Like when you are in the peak of your negative emotions, and it's like consuming you or taking over you, um, the easiest way to get rid of it is, get rid of its source, or the reason why you're being angry, or you're being sad, or you're being depressed. That's the easiest way out. But again, it's not about just getting it out, but you have to process it. You have to look at it, and why am I feeling this, and why do I want to do this? Do I really want to do it for the sake of getting rid of it, or there's something else that I can do about it? So yeah, those are my thoughts.
Okay. With me, I have some instances where it's appropriate to break up with someone online, over a text. Sorry. So we all know when it comes to breakups, it's better if you can do it face to face or over the phone, which is not the best way. When you do it face to face, it brings closure with that person you're breaking up with, maybe. And we all know that's the best solution for me. It's better you break up with me face to face rather than maybe ghosting me or sending that creepy text to me. So, I have the first instance. If it's a casual relationship, if you haven't been on many dates or you just been out for a drink every now and then, breaking up over a text can be okay. Do you agree with me or not?
What's the question again?
Well, if you are already having some drinks, maybe on that level, you could meet up over a drink and talk about it before you break. So for me, if you're gonna break, you're already in that level, and then you're gonna just message and say bye. I don't think that's respectful of the relationship. So those are my thoughts. So I would disagree. I think we should match where we have the relationship already. So that's my thoughts.
Okay.
If it's just a casual relationship and you've not been on many dates, so that would mean that the relationship is not really that deep yet. But then again, I don't think, or you've just been out for a drink every now and then, breaking up over a text can still not be okay for me. Because out of respect for the other person, you should still do it like personally, you know, because you've been going out for a while and then having drinks as well. So, out of respect for each other. Uh,
And Kathy, you know what? Sorry, there's a funny thought. Not to cut what Jenny's saying.
Go ahead.
If there was an app for feedback, dating app, this girl just met me and left me 1 star, 1 star.
Yeah,
Don't be. It would be a byword. Those are just. I gotta have a bad review. So
That's a great.
like what Jenny's saying. What
um,
what Jenny's saying, yeah. At least respect the relationship. So at least you have a good, you know.
yeah. And also, it's very, very cowardly, I think, to just break up through text.
Yeah.
but isn't that a safer method to do it? Because you might be slapped when you do it face to face.
And so that's being a coward, Are you afraid of the slap?
Maybe I don't want drama. That's why I did it over text.
It's kind of unfair for the other.
Yeah. But you know what, Fritz, Jenny, Kathy, I think there's an instance where text is acceptable. When you soon realize, like for example, you went out for a drink and casual, and then for some reason you learned that this was a serial killer, or someone. Bye. No more explanations.
Better not to text at all.
Oh yeah, just actually.
Ghost.
Go in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hiding.
But anyway,
Ghost.
block
Yeah.
it, no, block it. But anyway,
That's the only time it's acceptable, I guess.
If lives are at stake.
Uh-huh.
Joash disagreed with me. And Jenny, did you disagree also?
I
You
disagreed.
said
Yeah, it's not
it's
okay.
being a man.
Yeah.
What about you, Fritz? Did you disagree or agree?
I would disagree. If we I would assume that if casual relationship is like, being on a date with someone for a few times, um yeah, you have to have that level of at least courtesy and respect to that person to actually tell him or her that you don't want to continue on uh dating. I think that's why ghosting has been prominent, because nobody, not nobody, but lesser and lesser um men and women in the dating ages doesn't have the courage or nor the knowledge on how would I deal with someone who I really don't want to pursue a serious relationship with. Like, how would I approach him, or should I just get rid of him, or you know, should just ghost him or not? Things like that. I think that's why we have that kind of culture on the dating ages that we have right now. We don't want that responsibility.
Okay. And the next instance is if you're not going to see them for a while, or if you're stuck at home, or you are apart for a long time, then stringing them along until you next see them can be pretty cruel and waste of everyone's time. So if you're not going to see them for a while, is that a reason to break up with them? What do you think?
Um, if the person has a very valid reason to do so, like they believe that they're not going to see each other for a while, that would be, if that would be considered as a long distance relationship, and the other one is not able to maintain it, or he knows for himself that he cannot handle it very well, then I guess you still, maybe it's acceptable if of the distance and the time wouldn't allow them to see each other personally. A text or possibly a phone call would, I would prefer a phone call, because you'd be able to talk more rather than, and it's l- not really personal, but still you're able to communicate well via a voice call rather than a text, because some other person might put a voice on the text and yet like misinterpret it. It happens a lot.
Hmm. Yeah. What about you, Fritz or Joash? What do you have to say about that?
Since you mentioned my name first, go Joash. Just kidding. Yeah, if either or one of the party or the person is not willing to commit into a long distance relationship, then might as well, just end it right there and then, because um or in any case, if someone is not willing to commit to anything, then just save yourself and save the other person from uh from going through hard times, rather than thinking half-heartedly that this could still work, I could still believe in LDR, but you are not really ready to commit into you know just having FaceTime or video calls. If it's not gonna suffice to you, and proximity is a priority for you, then uh, just don't risk it.
Yep.
Uh, Josh, waiting for your wisdom. Share your wisdom with us.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of a principle that uh, two people cannot walk together towards the same direction unless they have agreed to do so. So, Fritz, Amos 3, chapter 3, verse 3. So the principle there is, I think I'm thinking about when you said yes to one another to be in a relationship, because you cannot go break up with someone unless you have agreed. So what I'm saying is, what did you agree about? What is this journey going to be about? There should be clarity and expectation. And if that is not, working out, maybe that's the time that you can break up and sever the commitment, to journey together. Because I think a good relationship would go in seasons and in certain levels. So there's like you know a level where, okay, let's be in an exclusive relationship, and then let's prayerfully or see where this is gonna go. But there's a tension. Yeah, there's
Mhm.
a level of commitment that goes the next level and the next level. Now on the first level, if you're dating and getting to know each other, if it's not going well, and if you're seeing the priorities, it's not being reciprocated, I think that's a good time to talk and say, okay, I think we have learned a lot, and we cannot move to the next level with this kind of priority if you know if both parties are not willing to adjust. So I think it's really about what did we say yes to each other, so that if it's not working, we can disagree and part ways in a mature way. So
Yeah. In the end, it should still be a mutual decision,
mm, mm,
to be fair.
Do you agree with that, Kathy?
I don't know what to agree on. um.
like say for example, Kathy, let's just role play.
Mhm.
You want to role play? No, okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
if we will role
Let's
play
do
like,
it.
oh, you're Kathy. Oh, I'm Jay. Okay. So are we now in what are we in to something like that, and then and fast forward, I don't think this is working. Kathy's not replying or I'm not responding. Hey Kathy, I need to have a call with you. We just have to talk this, put a closure on it. So I think, sorry, that was a very quick role play, but just imagining if it's really virtual, or it really depends on the level of what you're agreeing to enter together. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's well said. Jump into our scenario. So, meet Alex and Taylor. They have been in a relationship over an year now. Due to various reasons, Alex began to feel that the relationship wasn't working out. Taylor heavily relied on phone calls, video chats, and messaging, preferring these forms of communication over in person meetings. Feeling that a face to face breakup might be challenging given Taylor's communication preferences, Alex decided to address the situation through a carefully crafted message. The message read, I've given this a lot of thought, and I believe it's the best for both of us if we part ways. I want to express my gratitude for the time we've spent together and the positive moment we shared. I know this is a difficult message to receive, and I want to be honest about my feelings and reasons behind this decision. Sorry. Despite the careful wording, Taylor was disappointed with the choice to end the relationship through a text message. She asked Alex why he opted for this method, and his response was that he believed it might be comfortable for her, considering her preference of messaging over face-to-face conversation. Um, should prioritize their own comfort when ending a relationship, or is it more important to prioritize the emotional well being of the person receiving the breakup news? Anyone can answer that?
Breakups, suck for everybody, for everyone involved, no doubt about it. But while it's tempting to focus on yourself, on making yourself feel better, I think it's important to think about how your partner would feel as well. Because, just thinking about how you would feel would sound so selfish for me. So showing a little empathy and compassion can go a long way in, making the breakup less painful for both of you. You enter the relationship together, so, you know, have the decency and courtesy to make it a little less painful for the both of you.
Okay, Alex was wrong because mhm, uh, in
For
this
Alex, I
situation,
think for him, I think he's not wrong.
not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's the one sending the text message. He was the one who sent the text message, right?
Mm-hmm. He's the one ending things.
Well, that's what he thinks. He's not wrong. Yeah. So, still he should have considered the feeling of the other person instead of just sending that text message. He should have the courage to personally do it as well to make have some closure, I guess. Because for the other person, it won't feel like it's a formal way of breaking up. Because for some, especially for girls, some of them would rather uh, it might let them feel like they're left hanging with just a text message. So they would assume that there's still some hope for the relationship. So like they'd still be seeking to see the person and have a meaningful conversation with them, even though it might appear to be a little painful. But still, they would have that closure that they are seeking, I guess.
Here, I think everyone should take responsibilities of their because Taylor the one who suggested that should be video chatting, messaging. So Alex, he was actually doing a favor by breaking up online because she likes that communicating via text messages, video chat. You see, he was just giving her. I don't think he's wrong in any way or selfish, like you said. I don't know what about you going to think about that. So, what do you think, Josh? You thinking?
Okay. Let's hear from Fritz first.
Very nice. Break breakup is always a, aside from the word of God, it's also a two-edged sword. It's never gonna be, it's never gonna be, you can leave one behind not hurting or like rejoicing. It's always gonna be a two-edged sword. You pierce yourself, you pierce the other. But the only reasons that was stated here as per the breakup is the due to various reasons, and I think that's a little bit ambiguous or unclear uh, as to why they broke up. Um, regardless of the method or the way they broke up through text, and even if that's the comfortable communication that Alex was used to. Um, it's always gonna be boiling down into the reason, the factor. Is it justifiable for him to text the breakup message? Maybe we don't know because again there are various reasons why he broke up. So I don't know. It's really a case to case basis. It's not going to be a black or black or white situation where you oh that's wrong or this is right or whatever. You really have to go deep into the reason. is maybe Alex is being abused, or Alex is being, mistreated, or things like that, or he's being robbed. Maybe Taylor is, um getting Alex's money. These are reasons that you can also consider on why he texted those, the breakup message.
I have a question. Um, are there like any hindrances to them meeting, having dates personally? Why would they rely on phone calls or just video chat if they're in a serious relationship? I think for me, I would understand if it's a long distance relationship.
Taylor doesn't want to, but Alex wants to.
Why?
I'm saying like Taylor want to meet, but Alex doesn't want. I don't know. Maybe he don't. She's not
because
I would assume
because
that
the
comfortable
if
with
other is
him
a
they
or
thief.
some.
Yeah, there is a thief, or like abusive, or
What?
for
What
over
did
a
you?
year he's been stealing my money.
What?
I think in this scenario, it's like they're not really serious in the
Oh my
relationship.
god!
You know, they don't want to meet. Like the other person doesn't want to meet.
But they've been together for 1 year.
Hmm?
Doesn't want to meet because he
I
has bad breath. You're gonna smell it over and over again.
oh, we didn't.
Because various reasons. There are a lot of reasons,
Oh,
right? So you can point a finger to something.
So I guess in the first place, if this is like they both agreed that this would be their way of communication, just doing phone calls and video chats, and then I guess there's no one to blame if the other person would just send a text message
Yeah,
to
they
break it
agreed
up.
to it.
Yeah, and the other person shouldn't take it the wrong way because they both agreed
So
to
it's
it.
not really a breakup, right? Because it's an
but
online relationship, so it's
I'm
it's just
still.
getting offline.
That's the thing with virtual.
I'm not breaking up with you. We're getting offline.
So what is their purpose in
Okay,
entering a
George, what do
relationship?
you have
Yeah,
to say?
you know.
If you can't, right?
There's a thief.
Yeah, I agree on you. That was the purpose. Still stuck on the thief thing. So, what did she steal? I maybe the hat. That what I would say.
Credit
She
card.
stole the
Wow.
hat, and
Oh.
maybe she want to return the hat, but the guy doesn't want to. What to say? Anyways, so the next question is oh, does the method of ending a relationship, such as through text, impact the closure and understanding both parties gain from breakup? What's going to start? The floor is yours. Okay.
Yeah, I think it would really impact the both parties, and I guess like in the future this would be um a material for counseling. If they're gonna have some unfinished business that needs closure, and how they relate with themselves and other people, it would be a good material, quote unquote, for understanding and for gaining more self-awareness, so that the people involved could be better. So it definitely has an impact. And
Mm-hmm.
I think they would reflect on, is it really worth their time and effort going to such a relationship, or they would be better, wiser next time.
Yeah, the breakup method definitely has an impact when it comes to the closure and understanding, because ending things face to face really gives you that chance to talk it out and get some closure, while texting on the other hand leaves a lot of room for misinterpretation and unresolved
Mm-hmm.
feelings. So if you want to move on cleanly, a heart to heart talk is probably the way to go, you know, and to move on slowly from that breakup, slowly but surely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
I would say the same. I'll go as far as breakup could also be a process, not just a one-time event where you say, it's over. I believe there are also couples. This is not based on experience. This is just, from friends that are who were able to experience, or who've gone through such things, that, there are things that you cannot accept at first, that you're, on the road to break up, that you're still in denial, that, this is not working and all that. And then you would still break up, or say quote unquote cool off. And then later on, you would still desire, you miss the person, and you would want to get back together and all that. So I believe that the ultimate breakup would be a process. Some may do it like one time, it's over, we're done, split. But more often than not, people would tend to like, can we meet again and just talk, and have questions answered, and have um things cleared out. And this is true. Some would ask even, did you really love me, or those kinds of things that people would want to clear out of their minds before they can really move on. So yeah.
Okay, well said, Fritz. I have nothing to add there. The next question is, how much weight should be given to a person's communication preferences when deciding the appropriate way to end a relationship? The floor is yours, guys.
She said, guys.
I want to answer last so I can give a good answer. So go ahead. No, I'll go first. So my co-panelists can how much weight? A lot of weight, I would say. Uh, not just because of the preferences, but because as a human being, you have to at least have that kind of courtesy and respect, especially when you've gone through so much together, you know, and you really, you believe that what you had was true, and you believe and that what you've shared with that person is, genuine and deep. You wouldn't want to end it that way, because you've already shared your life, and life was shared to you, memories, things, and so many things and factors that surrounds you and your relationship. Maybe you know that relationship was accountable to somebody, or you're accountable to your church, you're accountable to the parents and all that. So you can't just end it like the way you want to end it. You have to really go through a process where you would want both parties to have the acknowledgement that this is not working out, and we have to end this, and let other people know as well that you're going through the process, so that they'll be able to understand that you know um they're not gonna gossip or anything, but just to let them know that we are struggling, and we're going through this um patch that we have to fix, or at least ultimately at the end sever. Said a lot. Sorry.
Well said. Well said. I agree.
I agree. No, give us a verse. Give us a verse.
Well, Maccabees. That
Maccabees? Oh, go ahead.
I think for me, like I was mentioning earlier, it's good to consider how your partner likes to communicate. Sure, it you know you can take that into account, but when it comes to something as big as a breakup, it's more about showing respect and sensitivity. So don't just think about what's easiest for you. Don't take the easy way out. Think about what's best for both of you emotionally, since you both are partners in the relationship. You've made memories together. You've done things together. So consider all those factors in in the way that you would want to, part ways. So it should be um at the end of it, it should still be like both of you um, mutually agreeing to break up. So I think you should consider what's best for both of you emotionally and everything.
yes, and with that, what Jenny's saying, of course, in relation to what Fritz already said, I think a healthy way of dating in getting to know a person, I think our goal should be, if this will not work out, at least when we break up, we should leave, each other in a state, that we have grown better than we first
Hmm.
got in. So I think that should be a goal.
Let me
If
just do a slow clap right now.
so that at least you gain some. I mean, not really looking for what you gain, but you become a better person even after that relationship.
Better person, not a broken person after that relationship. That's the
But of
idea.
course, yeah, but the feelings will be there, but somehow. Thank you, Trixie, for that comment. Shout out to Trixie and to Catherine.
Let's compare between traditional forms of communication and forms of communication. So here in Africa, the whole of Africa, communication were like sending messages. Like people would run to a certain place, like they have to give the oral information, and this person told me this, and then you don't have to change the information. You have to give it the way they told you. The other form was using letters, writing, and you have to deliver that letter to that person. So can you imagine if that's how things are today, and you want to end a relationship with someone? Will you send and tell them, go tell me I'm done fighting for a relationship, and this is over? So with that being said, technologies such as messaging and in ending a relationship reflect the changing nature of communication in modern relationship, or does it undermine the traditional values of personal face-to-face interaction during such insignificant moments? What do you think, guys?
Statements are both correct for me. Because, in this age of social media and technology, everything else has been like very easy for everyone. So in a snap of a finger, at the tap of your fingers, like you can just send that message and break easily. But then, like what you've mentioned, it undermines the traditional way. So It's easy to choose the breakup method that's most comfortable for you, but that might not be fair to your partner. So, because relationships are about give and take. You know that. So even if when you're ending, try to find a way to break the news that respects your partner's feelings too. So, and I don't think ending it on social media or just on chat is like respecting your partner's feelings. Nothing beats having a conversation personally. What about you guys?
Modernization definitely changes over time what is normal. Um, because traditionally what's normal before is like snail mail and all of that. Now the norm is Messenger, Facebook, Instagram. So that's normal. But the normal doesn't always mean it's right. So you always have to consider basic humane ways of um breaking up, because if you get used to talking to a person via online or chat or Instagram, then it somehow creates a barrier to your between your connection to that person. Although it connects you because you're able to transmit messages easily and instantly, but still creates a border where you don't really know what the other person is feeling, what the other person is going through, what the other person is thinking. Unlike talking, physically, you would know body languages, gestures, you would be able to feel the aura that he or she is giving off. So, yes, it's normal to um nowadays it's people think it as normal to break up with that kind of way, but still it doesn't make it right, or at least the most gracious way to approach the breakup scene.
Oh, that's great. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, it's I think really made for relationships. So the technology is just there to assist real face to face, human to human, life on life relationship. So if we are satisfied with virtual ones, or if the virtual ones will not translate into real and face to face encounter with people, I think we're missing a lot as to how we are designed by life to interact and relate to one another. So I still think that the best ways really is to develop a real face to face relationship. So yeah.
Well said. So, the next section is it fair for someone to choose a breakup method based on what they believe would be more comfortable for their partners, even if it's not the most traditionally respectful approach? So, here's the thing with the breakup messages, they are not always respectful. It's gonna write everything that person did to you, and you will use um I don't know, some words. And so, what do you think, guys, about that? Is it fair?
No, I don't think it's fair. Yeah, as we've already mentioned earlier.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I think again, based on their agreement. Yeah, so I think it would be depending on their agreement. So if one would force on his or her way of breaking up, only shows the person's character, and thus making the person have the option of whether do I stay with this kind of, you know, relationship. It tells something when somebody insists on a particular way. But if they cannot agree on something, so why stay on that? So I think it's really a journey, like what Fritz says. It's a process of getting to know each other and ourselves in a relationship.
Got you. Okay. So, do you think there is a universal standard for the right way to end a relationship, or is it
No,
dependent on the unique thing? Oh, you didn't even let me finish.
no.
So, what's no?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Explain that. Now, explain. Wait, what did you say? No, there's no. You
There's no
think there's
universal method to break
no
up.
right way to end a relationship?
Yeah, there's no one way.
I think there
There's no
is.
black and white.
You think there is? So what's the universal standard for you in ending a relationship?
No, there's no universal standard. There's no
Um,
not necessarily the right way, but the lesser, I would say, collateral damage maybe. Because like I said, it's a two-edged sword. You cannot get out of the relationship without having broken pieces, without having to scar, or without having to um break somebody's heart, because it's always going to be there. So you have to have all the right reasons, you have to have all the right process, all the right um I would say, or the safest way of, breaking up, because it's never gonna be, this is the best way that we can break. No, I don't believe that you'll have the best way of breaking up, but you know you can only prevent, the collateral damage that the breakup will, bring. Just like what um Josh was saying, that if you're gonna break up, hopefully you can do it in the way that you'll be able to leave the person not as broken as he or she should be, but at least able to go through the process and was able to learn and grow from it as much as possible. So
Agree.
I think
Yeah.
I think for me, every relationship has a different scenario, different circumstances for every relationship. So there's no one size fits all approach to breaking up because, you know, like I said, every relationship is different, and what works for one couple may not work for another. But however you want to do it, no matter how you do the breakup, being respectful and honest is always the way to go. That's the one thing that we should always remember when ending a relationship or ending anything for that matter. Yeah, but as you mentioned earlier, what's you have a universal standard for ending it.
okay. Before ending the relationship, you have to carefully think about everything without making a haste decision. So, for me, it's giving them a chance before ending things. Why
Yeah,
did they do it? That I think is the best way. I'll just give you a chance yourself,
That's
then end things. That's all.
yeah, that's understandable. Yeah.
There's no mending.
Yeah, that's a universal standard if you want to break up. But I don't think like
Yeah.
for everything
Mm-hmm.
else, like you know, that's a basic thing. Explain yourself first. There's always a reason. So don't just say like, yeah, we're breaking up, goodbye. That's not it. There's definitely should be a reason behind that. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Okay. What advice do you have to our Taylors and Alexis? Advice would you give people like that? I know some people are in that situation, like Taylor and as we end the show. Anyone?
For me, we're on this topic of breaking up via text message. So, um, yeah, creating a or crafting a breakup message seemed like a thoughtful move, but let's face it, it's not quite the same as talking it out in person because emotions can get lost in translation over text, and so your partner might not fully get where you're coming from. So, and explanations would uh, would take a long time, to say. So if you want to end things on a clear note, a face-to-face interaction, communication, or is probably your best choice. That's for me.
Hmm,
Yeah,
that's
I
great.
think I will have to send them a text message for my advice to them. Just kidding.
Oh, why?
But, but kidding aside, it's really different when you sit down with people and their concerns, and just to clarify, things with them. And so I would advise the couple to work things out and aim to be better and to contribute to the betterment of the person they're dating. That's for me.
Just to add as well, ending things in person, can help both of you get closure and move on faster, I think. But on the other hand, if you leave things unresolved or unanswered through text, um, I think it could drag out the healing process. So if you want to
Yes.
get over it and move on, a face to face breakup still the best
Yeah, and,
way.
and, and for the benefit of the other person, do it in person and communicate in a more better way.
That would be showing respect and the honest way to go.
Amen.
Uh, Face to face being is concerned, I will go with it on our comment section. I'm not trying to get that slap because you're going to get slapped when you're ending things with someone because they will be angry because they were not expecting that. So for me, I will avoid that slap. Uh, do you have like shoutouts? Do you want to give any shoutouts, guys? Wife, husband, girlfriend, friends.
Yeah, shout out to my girlfriend who's watching the live stream right now. Like what I said, what I'm always saying every after a podcast. Please be gracious to me after this.
Yeah, shout out to my friends, female friends out there who would be listening to this replay. I'd be sharing this live stream with them later on and to my family as well. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to my wife Ethel and to our kids who might be watching this in the future.
Oh, that's beautiful. For me, the best breakup. I'm not giving like an advice the way best. If you want to break up, you may as well face that person and tell them things. I have to end things between us. But for those who opt to use the messages, please use the ones that are respectful and put some thought into them. That's all I have to say. And that's the end of today's show. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe for more. Goodbye.
Bye.